Okay.
Hi.
Whew. It is good to be back on our StreamYard. Not even gonna lie about
Yes.
this. Like
Yeah.
for real.
Yep.
It was
Just you and me.
it well, just not even having someone to run StreamYard for me was weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was just it was crazy, but I learned so much from it. I can't even describe how much I learned from having to do that. Love Corey, yo, what's up, my bro?
What's going on?
Um Judy,
Kenneth. What's
always.
up, guys? Well,
Um,
first off, before you start to go and talk about it or whatever, with whatever direction that you were going, you might be going in the same direction of this question, but how how did it feel? Like if you could put one word to it, to the experience, like what's the first word that comes up?
uh, I well, I would say terrifying and amazing.
Okay.
It was like at the same time. I don't
Yeah.
know if that adrenaline rush that I had all day long that on Sunday was crazy.
Mhm.
And really, I wasn't nervous until I wasn't lying. I wasn't nervous until I realized that Haley had DM me,
Mhm.
and Jake, what's going on, dude? I once I realized that she was DMing, and she couldn't have been nicer, and she couldn't have been, more supportive, and but
Mhm.
when the wife messages
Approves.
you,
When the wife
I was like,
approves,
oh, I can't fuck this up.
that's a
Like
big
I have
approval.
to
Yeah.
be
What's up?
I made it.
EDJ.
Oh,
I,
no, dark. Hold up.
I
There we go.
yeah, I was like, I can't at all fuck this up because wifey's watching and you always want to make wifey happen or like happy. Like
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
so yeah, it was crazy. It just but pulling up his StreamYard, it, I don't even know how to explain what that looks like.
Mhm.
And then to have it was insane. And yeah, Mike, pool boy, I can't hang, just wanted to pop in. Thanks, dude. Good
Oh,
luck.
say and to say
Yeah.
that he's sweaty and shirtless, of course, because we always need to know that for the update. So thanks for that.
Well, that's I appreciated the shirtless vibes that happened on Sunday. I really did. How funny was it when Sousa popped in to the chat and was like, "What is going on in here?" And you just have Hiller shirtless and Pool Boy shirtless. That was
my favorite comment that I saw,
hysterical.
and I wish I had the access to be able to put it on the screen because it was so funny. It was almost like dad coming in to check like what
What is going
is
on?
going on, and like it was a laughy face, and it was so funny because in all the comments, all of a sudden I see his name and I'm like, that is funny. He's like, what is happening?
It really was. Oh, Judy, yeah. Sure. Judy Reed, can you tell us why she contacted you? I honestly, I have no idea. I just opened it up. I didn't even realize it was her at first, because her screen name doesn't say Matosian, so I didn't even know it was her at first. And when I opened it and saw the three playing brothers as the icon,
Mm-hmm.
I was, oh, this is Haley Matosian, and she just said how, like she just hoped I had a great show, and she couldn't have been cooler.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything other than to say like she liked the podcast I did with Sevon on this show, and to just wish me luck on his show.
Yeah.
And then I got palm sweaty and couldn't like wanted to throw up before I hit go live, and then forgot to hit like stop the live. Like it was hot, but it was great, and I did appreciate that. She really just was kind of sending me all good vibes, so that was
Mhm.
very cool.
Yeah.
Um
So setting up before going 3, 2, 1, go. Like that's when you started to feel like, holy crap, this is real.
well, it was funny because I asked Hiller to come on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't answer me, and I didn't bother him. I'm not going to bother him if he doesn't answer me. He's doing something, he's filming something, he's making something. So
Right.
Didn't reach back out. I just assumed like, no, he's traveling this weekend, or no, he doesn't want to come on, whatever. And then all of a sudden, 15 minutes as I'm like trying to help Pool Boy get his sound together and us start to kind of flow talking behind the scenes, he texts me and he's like, sure, I'll come on. And I was like,
Now.
I don't even know what to do. It was insane. And
Mhm.
so I'm texting him, talking to Pool Boy, trying to help Pool Boy with his phone or versus his computer. And yeah, it was so cool. And then Hiller's like, when do you want me to come on? I was like, because I only asked him for 5 minutes.
Mhm.
He's like, can you come on for 5 minutes?
Yep.
And he just came on. I was like 10:30. I don't know. I don't know what you have to do today, kind of thing. Like, I don't want to interrupt your day. And,
Mhm.
but it was, I was very grateful for that. He stayed and he put on a show. Heidi, thank you for the idea. If you're anywhere around, of getting all the boys shirtless, because I definitely wasn't
Yep.
doing it. So
But it was funny because Pool Boy was shy until you were like, please, Hiller, will you just take off your top? And he just like one swift, he showed us how, like the easiest way,
Yeah,
just one swift take it off. And then I think Pool Boy went to like another part of the house to sit down. All of a sudden he comes back and
no shirt.
no shirts, just no shirts with both of them.
And he's like, do you know how to? Oh, that's cool. What are you guys singing in the chat?
Oh,
it's
this is Eminem.
Eminem.
Eminem,
Yeah.
yep.
Oh, that's fire.
Yep. You started by saying, palms are sweaty.
Palms are. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
And that's it.
Damn, you guys are good.
Yep.
But the only party trick I had for that, when he was like, do you know how to take your shirt off with one hand? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, I mean, as women, we can get out of our bras without taking our shirts off.
Mhm.
That's the one party
That's our
trick.
party trick.
That's what I got. But I wasn't about to do that.
No.
But Allegra R, but you look calm and ready. Y'all are, that's bars.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are amazing.
Yep.
And thank you guys so much too. Couldn't have done it without y'all. I really appreciate all the support that we got that day, because that was just, I mean, you're given the keys to a Lamborghini and he's like, run with it. I mean, he
Mhm.
didn't give me any specifications. He was like, do whatever you want.
No.
And I was like, oh, I don't know what to do.
So going on his platform and running a podcast on his platform, were you concerned about what kind of feedback you were going to get? And were you surprised at the feedback that you got?
I don't think you can do something like that and not, like, he gave me a responsibility to not fuck up his entire show.
Mhm.
So, when I was kind of putting it together and planning it and trying to see what I could do, I just really wanted to, not fuck it up for him. Like,
Mhm.
that was it. And so of course you're concerned about the feedback, because you want to make him, him proud. You want to show all the work that, you've tried to put in and to try to do this. And, it was cool. It was cool that he even called me, because he just called me out the blue. It
Mhm.
literally just called me out of the blue on Wednesday. And
Mhm.
I knew I had to work, but also I wasn't slated to work. So it was, I don't know. I was just like, I can't not do this. I have to try. If I bomb, I bomb. If I don't, yay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't know what that feeling's like when someone gives you that kind of trust and responsibility. Corey Leonard. So you should know that if Sevi believes in you, we believe in you, and we will do,
Appreciate it.
yeah, to lift you up. I thank you. Thank you. I know. And he wasn't wrong when he went on his show the day before or whatever. And he was like, I couldn't even watch her show. They were trash. Like, it's trash. And I left those videos up just to show, like, it, you have to just keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's not anything.
But this whole idea that you're going to do something once the first time and it's going to be great, I think takes away from the journey that it is. We get to look back and see how far we have grown. And when you made the decision and commitment to say, no, at first it was like, yeah, maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll figure it out. And we'll kind of, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then when you decided that you really wanted to do this, and then what did you do? We're practicing 2-3 times a week, jumping on, talking about anything and everything, getting more comfortable behind the mic. And then all of a sudden, it just seems so natural for us now. Like, it seems so.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
I like it. That day, actually, the day with doing Savant's podcast was I had stuff, I had notes, I had stuff pulled up on the screen. I had 80 million plans for it. And you know what? There were no freaking plans by the time Pool Boy started going, and then the chat started going, and we started talking about other things. And then Hiller came in. He started talking about what am I doing with that? I don't even know why I have screens pulled up or notes or anything else, because
Yeah.
Just in case.
yeah, I mean, sure, it was a safety blanket for sure, but just learning how to talk.
Yep.
And being able to do it on camera. I mean, I can talk myself out of a paper bag when it comes to being in the deli, or when it comes to, I'll talk about anything. I don't care.
Yep.
But to talk on a camera in front of people with a mic, I mean, it's just different.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah. And of course, when you start, you're kind of tiptoeing around what you're going to say. How do you say it? You don't want to come off as offensive. And I know we did a podcast once about like being offended and all that type of stuff, but we, with each rep, have gotten more comfortable with making a stand and staying.
Oh, hey, did you see the Vatican made a stand finally?
No.
The Vatican finally was like, hey, transgender, like chopping your penis off, all those things is, against God's law and God's will and whatnot. And we're taking a stand. And they haven't for the longest time. They've been placating to the rainbow, whatever, for a long time now. And they finally were like, nah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at y'all.
Yeah.
Look at you saying some words.
But
okay, go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
No, but with that, it took them a long time to even make a stand on gay marriage too, right? Didn't they like tiptoe around it for a little bit?
I don't think they ever wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted to say that. Like, I don't think they wanted to be like, gay marriage is fine, which is fine with me. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But they did it anyway. They were like, okay, fine. You're not going to hell if you're gay or if you get married or blah, blah, blah. And it was like, why? Do you need the Rainbow Coalition to get behind you for what? If that's not what you believe, then why do you then just say no?
Right.
It's cool. We got told by a church that we went to when we were going to go get married that pastor couldn't marry us because it went against what, we had to go to a church that would marry us,
right?
Or we were going to have to get married in the courthouse.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that was fine. It didn't hurt me. I was still friends with that pastor.
Right.
We're still friends with that pastor. Just went against her beliefs. That's fine. It's all good.
Yeah. And all you can do is you can ask. It was very important for you and your strong faith to get married in a church. And I was like, let's do it. Let's find one. And so being able to do that, like,
they get a new pope or something. Yeah. I said the same thing.
Yeah, like, who's the pope?
Yeah, I was like, oh, they got I don't know. He doesn't look. I don't know. It was weird. I was happy for, like, I'm proud of them, like, because I also am of the same belief that the body that you're given when you're born was given to you by God, and that's, you should be okay with that. Like, you shouldn't change that. That's what God gave you, that. So I'm glad they took a stand on it. I'm glad they said, no, hey, we're not willing to go that far.
Yeah, well, and also too, saying that whole sentence of like being born in the wrong body and being told that you're born in the wrong body, the more I hear it and the more I think about it, I mean, what kid wouldn't struggle with that? You're telling them that something's wrong with them.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally saying that there's something wrong with you, that you are not enough for who you are, that you are not enough for the way that you were born. And any kid would be like, so how can I fix myself? How can I be better? How can I be more? How can I be enough? How can I be worth it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, of course these kids are struggling and trying to figure out what they're doing and what they should do, and wanting to be accepted and wanting to be seen and not wanting to be bullied and all this type of stuff. And when you have someone that's like, oh, you're born in the wrong body, and then you're like, wait, something's wrong. Something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
And then that's where
they're getting us in trouble now too, right? So they're giving us, oh man, we were raised by the right lesbians because we were raised by boomers / Gen X, but these kids are just, it's like once they have kids, like, these parents, these other lesbian parents or these other gay parents want their kids to also be gay. And it's like,
Yeah.
why are you teaching them this shit? Why are you teaching them LGBTQ shit? Why are you teaching them sex at all? They're like 10.
Yep.
We got a long way to go. It's like giving them the HPV or whatever that vaccine is that's for STDs, and you're giving them an STD vaccine at 8 weeks. For what? I feel like we have a really long time before they need an STD vaccine. You know what I mean? It's their kids.
I don't know about that one. I think they give it to you early, but you can only get it up to like 25 or some shit.
No, they're giving the, I think it's the HPV vaccine. They're giving it at like early. It's part of
But
that.
that one's like a 3-part one. You got to do
like
it
a
and then wait like a month, and then wait like 3 months, and do the last part.
It's like a giant group of vaccines that they give your kids immediately. Just teach them to be good people. Yeah. So what? Like, just don't. That's everybody's on the anti-trans, or nobody was anti-trans. And I'll even walk back what I said a week ago about the Easter thing. I'll walk that back. Okay, I forgot for a second that Easter changes every year. And the Trans Visibility Day was made in like 2002. And then Biden declared it like 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Right. But I didn't even know that. When he came out and said it, that it was Trans Visibility Day on Easter, I literally thought that was the first year. This is the first year we've ever had it. I had no idea that there's been Trans Visibility Day for however the fuck long, like 10, 15 years now. But they wanted to do it. They wanted to nationalize it and blah, blah, blah on the day that it happened to be an Easter Sunday. So like, I know they didn't do it on purpose, but
it seemed a little.
It almost feels like the left wanted to make it just really ram it down our throats on the day that it was Easter freaking Sunday, just to get a rise. You know what I mean? So we weren't caring about this stuff. This stuff wasn't a thing. We weren't teaching our kids this because we weren't. There was no
didn't matter at kids.
Yeah, you grew up and you just figured out who you are. It wasn't, I'm going to tell you who you are. You are from a gay family. You're going to be gay. You're going to blah, blah, blah. Like, we weren't like that. We didn't grow up like that. It wasn't a thing.
No. And the thing is that why are we teaching kids about gender and sexual orientation and all this sexual identity and all of this type of stuff when these kids can't tie their own shoes? They can't wipe their own butts. Like what the fuck? Why are we teaching them this shit?
They're trying to normalize it. Yep. Yeah, I for sure believe that.
Like, I agree with you.
Social media wasn't right.
Huge reason. Yeah. And that is why we are very adamant about not keeping. Do you have the
Yeah, Jeff, can you pull up the YouTube one? The YouTube clip. We just found this is rolling around Instagram right now.
We are very adamant about keeping our son off of social media. He has a Amazon tablet that we monitor, but he is not allowed on YouTube Kids, and this is another reason.
Like when you're told you're, I'm not gonna lose that, Jake. I'm gonna, I pick up what you're putting down.
Wait, that second one you sent me?
Yeah, with the YouTube, it's got the rainbow thing on it.
YouTube Kids.
Yeah.
This lady's talking about it.
Yeah. Yep. We need more visibility.
Give me 1 second.
But Jake, I do want to, like, when you're told your religion, I see where that correlation can come from. You know, you go to church with your parents, if your parents are Catholic, you're obviously going to a Catholic church. If they're Methodist, you're going to a Methodist church. I get that. I don't think that type, like that way, leads to something as detrimental as like leading your kids down a path of sexuality, if that makes sense. If that's what you were going for, that's what you were like asking.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Play the whole thing?
Yeah.
I just want to know why. Why do we as a society accept this? This is an ad that was placed on YouTube Kids next to a Minecraft video. It's sponsored by a company called Dig Fun, a company out of China. And it's funny because the people in China, they don't even have Google. They can't even see this. So why is this company taking out an ad?
Yeah, I know the music's bad. You can turn it out. Yeah, Jeff, good. But it's literally a picture of a cat's butthole with a
Mhm.
with a gay flag attached to it.
Mhm.
What are we doing? That's next to Minecraft. Like, it's all over the place. Wherever it said that they're trying to normalize it, like, yeah, they absolutely are
Mhm.
trying to normalize it. And it's why would you choose? Again, why would you choose this? This isn't something when we came out in the 90s, even the 80s, like you're not going to choose this. This isn't something you're going to choose. Like, and now we're just grooming kids to be that way.
Mhm.
Like, I don't understand it. It's, where are we going, Jeff? Not sure I would consider circumcision mutilation. Yeah, no. I don't know. I honestly can't tell you why that started or how it started. I know people are starting to get away from it now.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
yeah, so I mean when we came up, it was just you figured yourself out and all this crap wasn't a thing. But
Yeah, I just feel like that it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
remember Don't Ask, Don't Tell? That
Mhm.
was a thing in the military. And I grew up in the closet, like we were all closeted kids or whatnot. And it's not that it's not that I think that we should have to be in the closet or whatever, but I just don't think I need to lead my life walking around talking about my sexuality or who I want to sleep with
Mhm.
or yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. 2011. That was right when I got out. And so to me now all of a sudden that we're going forward and leading and hey, let me introduce myself. I'm bisexual. I'm pansexual. I'm whatever the freak all these things are. I
That
have
makes no
to
damn sense.
like straight people don't walk around going, "Hey, my name's Jeff and I'm straight."
No?
No,
You know what I
no,
mean?
no, no.
It's not a thing.
You don't?
It,
Nope.
I don't and they're trying to make it one.
I still just think that needs to be for your most intimate relationships. I don't think that everything needs to be I don't believe that everybody's fantasies need to be so public. If you choose, fine. And obviously the difference is like we've been saying is social media because everybody has access to it, right? Right on their phones. Everybody's doing clicks, everybody's doing likes, pictures, videos, all type of stuff to be seen, to be valued, to get that attention that they need. Um, but to feel like every single person needs to know exactly who you are in your most intimate form, I don't think that they do.
Nah.
I don't think that they do. And I don't think that most of the people that get yelled at for say misgendering someone is trying to be malicious. It's what they see, it's what they've been taught. It's literally been like they've grown up with yes ma'am, no sir, all that
Yeah.
type of stuff. It's a sign of respect, and now you're expecting people to change their respect and values and beliefs to completely match yours. And that's this whole idea about the only way that I can support you is if I remove all of my beliefs, if I change all of my thoughts, if I take away all of the values that I have,
Yeah.
then and only then can I completely accept you. It is very much we need to get rid of everything and everyone that's not me.
Judy Reed, it's a very narcissistic way to live. Me. Yep, sure.
Yep.
Hey, it
Yep.
was funny as could be because Sevon I think he was a little nervous for me too. And he called me and he's like, hey, he's like, I didn't realize how many people do think you're a boy. Actually, someone was in the comments, not on Sunday, but a couple of days back or whatever. And that person, oh yeah, I'll get to that in a second. Hold on, Chris. He hadn't realized how many people actually think I'm a boy. And somebody in the comments said, oh, for the first 15 minutes of the podcast, I thought that she was a gay man, which I also get a lot too. So, but he was worried about me. He's like, hey, people might think you're a boy. I'm like, dude, that's every day. like to
All
my
day,
face.
every day.
Like people look me in the eye
Yep.
and think I'm a boy or call me sir or what, you know what I mean? It just that's just my day.
Yep.
So for someone to call me a boy in the comments, like I'm not gonna be like, yo, you're such a dick, you're transphobic, homophobic, every ick, because you look at me and see what 99% of people see.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Again, I say I cut my hair this way. I wear baggy sweatshirts. That's just me. That's just what I like to do. If I get misgendered all day, like fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm just like, sure, no problem, homie. See you later. Like,
But that was something that you had to
yeah, I had to
work
work
on.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you had to work on, and it gets to a point where you were able to realize that like that person doesn't fucking matter. I see them once every 8 months.
Yeah.
If they say sir, cool. If they say ma'am, cool. Like
It is what it is.
It doesn't bother you like it did before.
Yeah. No.
And
Are we echoing? Why are we echoing right now? Am I doing a 7 thing? Am I having a 7 moment? Am I echoing to you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
But
But that came from your choice.
Yeah.
Of like, am I going to allow people to bother?
And it's not other people's fault. It's
Right.
not other people's fault. Guy gave me this. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm 180 pounds of freaking solid. Well, not completely solid. I'm 43. So, but I'm a big girl. It is what it is. It's fine.
Mhm.
Chris, to answer the cross-dressing one, for us, the definition of trans was always you were going to go on hormones and you were going to get the surgery. If you go back and watch you won't because you're a straight man, which is fine. I don't expect you to, but any of our like movies that have been made about the community, you go back and watch Pose, you go back and watch Boys Don't Cry, any of those. Transition was you actually getting on the hormones, getting the surgeries, bottom, top. Oh, thank you, dude. So these dudes just going out now having no hormones, they got a full beard, they're in a dress, they're putting on makeup, yes, that is cross-dressing. That's what we called it. And there was no problem with that either. If you wanted to cross-dress. Caitlyn Jenner cross-dresses. She didn't have bottom surgery. She's not on no hormones.
Mhm.
If she is, I mean, it's not working, but I mean, she tried. I get it, but if he just feels more comfortable. No, I said I would respect her because she doesn't appreciate men and women's sports either. So she, that's technically cross-dressing.
Mhm.
Transgender is the actual medical act of yeah. And dates women, by the way. If you want to I'll throw that out there too.
But not gay. Remember that. She's not gay.
Not gay. So, well, everybody wanted to fight me on it. I'm like, well, if you think you're a woman and you're dating another woman, you're gay. So, but, this whole thing is just weird. That's why I started to push back about 2 years ago or so, was because I was just like, hey, you're not even respecting the transgender community, the actual community that gave a shit.
I was gonna say, and that's like Flame
Monroe. Yep.
That have
RuPaul, even though he's fucked up and gotten.
No, I don't think he's on the same.
He's not transgender, but he's that drag. Drag is basically cross-dressing just to music, but
yeah. But oh no, I hear the echo now too.
Yeah, I don't know what
maybe it's just us.
Okay.
Flame speaking up and saying we have fought so hard to be able to even put the word trans woman in front, like to be able to even say that and get the respect for that, and it's just being thrown out the window. Do you still have that conservative aunt clip?
Oh yeah, I'll bring that up.
That's a good
one. This is actually the type of lesbians that we were fucking raised by.
I think this is kind of how
normal ass
people are starting to know.
Yeah, that's
is it this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Because this is
it's how it starts. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a Gen Zer crying about trauma and whatnot and blah blah blah.
understand what is so hard about correcting other people.
I'm so sorry I fought for gay rights. I'm so sorry for all the pain and suffering I went through. And had I known y'all were going to take it this far, I wish I could go back in time and not fight for gay rights and just live a nice, quiet, silent life on my own. We thought that's what we were fighting for, was just nice, quiet, fitting in, being just like everyone else. But I didn't know y'all were going to take it this far. I mean,
Real talk. Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
wish I would have never done it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't understand.
And I think that's how most of us really do feel. It's like we didn't want this. This wasn't what we wanted. Wasn't what we were just trying to have a nice quiet life, fit in, walk around, raise some kids. Now you guys are all running around
Safe and happy,
Yeah.
and just
y'all running around doing the most. But I do think it's that word trauma, right? So when we had trauma, we had actual life-changing trauma. Now someone can just tell you no, and apparently that's traumatic.
So it's like when they
I
get a
want
job
an
in life.
orange. I want an orange. No, you can't have an orange. Oh, I went through so much trauma. My mom said no.
mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? That's not trauma. Everything to them is trauma.
Mm-hmm.
It's they don't even know what trauma is, and they're throwing the word around like it's
No.
you haven't gone through trauma. Like it's not trauma. It's just you didn't get everything you want plus the gold medal.
Yeah, I mean, the traumas that they talk about and what they deal with or whatever. I mean, I hear stories from parents that have these teenage kids and they try to discipline by taking these phones, and these kids are having full-blown meltdowns.
Yeah.
Breaking everything in the house.
Breaking
Just
everything.
destroying everything.
Like full blown. Yeah, exactly.
Just want to live our freaking lives.
Like full blown hysterics over a fucking phone. Over a phone, because parents don't say no. There are no boundaries. There are no consequences for anything.
Yeah.
For anything. There's no value of hard work. There's no value of discipline. Do I ever believe that the extremes aren't extreme? I think they are. And I think everybody that goes to those extreme levels, I don't agree with. I don't. Yeah. Yep. 100%.
The problem is nowadays everyone can have a voice due to social media. They think because of their voice has to be heard. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yep.
Yep.
But there's no consequences. There's no boundaries. There's no rules. It's even starting to be in the schools too. Like kids are losing their mind. I mean, there was that one reel that we saw video that we saw where a kid beat a teacher.
Yeah.
Beat her
Because of
almost
the
to death.
Yeah.
Because of a phone or a switch or something that she took away because he was in school. Almost beat her to death over that.
Augustus Link,
Teachers
CPA
get paid enough for that.
victim mentality. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the Candace Owens. So I can't think of the podcaster that just kind of put out this clip that like trashed her. Right? She's anti-black. She's not why would you have her on your platform? All this kind of stuff. Oh shit, I forgot her name, and basically it's like she's not anti-black, but you think she's anti-black because she's telling you to not go into those the stereotypes black people like we're oppressed, we can't do anything, we can't help ourselves, we can't get out of whatever we're in, blase. I fell into that trying to protect my own family because my dad's black and my sisters are black. And so I of course I fell into that too for a time period. Don't say that shit. Of course there's white privilege. Of course there's blase. And as you come out of that mentality and you realize there's no slave owners out here. There's no, you know what I mean? Like you want us to pay reparations, but we never had slaves. My grandparents never had what are we paying reparations for?
To who?
Yeah.
And what am I why am I getting screamed at and hollered at like I was the one that did it? I didn't do it.
And then
I personally did not do it. My ancestors, the generations before me,
yeah,
can't speak for them.
yeah.
But for me, I didn't do anything. Like I didn't do it.
I don't know. And then immediately, I might not like everything Candace Owens has to say. I do like a lot of the things that she has to say. If you don't like her, then, or if you do like her, then automatically you're racist. Automatically you're an Uncle Tom, or
Well,
you're,
I'm racist then.
yeah, it's, and they just attack her mercilessly. But the reason that this podcast host doesn't want her on her podcast is because if she actually had her on and had a conversation and got into a little debate with her, Candace Owens would own her, like destroy her. There would be there's no even competition. Garrett, do you get called racist by young liberals? I don't think I've had. Listen, I've newly broken out of the liberal sphere that I was in for a very long time. I haven't taken anything on my Instagram down. If you go on my Instagram, you can scroll back and see where I'm dumb. You can scroll back and see where I'm taking a freaking knee and I'm, doing all of the liberal dumbass shit. And I always leave it up there because it's like you can change your mind. You can start to have your own thoughts. And I want to see where I started to be like, hey, I can have my own thoughts. I don't have to have the thoughts that a group of people are telling me to have.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I've kind of been talking long enough to yet be called a racist, but people don't really like I do have friends that have listened to me talk, especially about LGBTQ things, and they, think I'm phobic or I have some self-hatred or something like that or whatever. So
yep.
I'm starting to get that a little bit, but not the racist thing. I've definitely been out there saying that the fact that they tell you white people can't or black people can't be racist is so dumb. It absolutely, DEI is the most racist shit ever. And black people can absolutely be racist. And so now it's just a tug of war between racist black people and racist white people. Bad people are just freaking bad people. So, but yeah, so the Candace Owens thing, I'm doing the same thing. I'm sure all you guys have heard Sevon talk about Dave and Dave getting shit for reading stuff from both sides of the line.
Mm-hmm.
Until I did that, again, I'll tell a story. Until I started listening to Sevon's podcast, his political ones all the way through, I thought he was a douchebag when it came to politics. I didn't understand him. I was like, how are you and I even talking? And then I promised myself I would listen to his podcast all the way through. And then when I really started listening to it, I was like, hey, you can't, if you chose to put yourself in a situation that could get you in trouble, that could, you chose to take drugs and freak out on drugs and run around and be stupid. You chose to do that. You chose to drink and whatever and be out till 3:00 in the morning and do some shit. There's self accountability for that type of stuff. There just is.
But this generation has none of that.
And they don't want to.
None of that. And parents are too scared to enforce it.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Or admit they're wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
because now you got to stand on your soapbox and ride this to the end, to your death.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't be like, oh, hey, maybe kneeling for the anthem wasn't the greatest idea or the best thing for us.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe as a country healing or trying to move past some things, maybe trying to divide us more than bring us together wasn't a great idea. I don't know.
And it's always, it is always interesting to me because before, in so many different areas, when the left is screaming so loud, everybody's like, okay, fine, we have to follow them because we have to support them and whatever. But when the right screams loud, just as loud as them saying these are our values as well, these are our beliefs as well, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Whereas we're supposed to follow everybody with what they believe, like when it came to kneeling. Like you have to kneel.
Yeah.
You have to completely
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
for sure.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like you have to disrespect the anthem to show that you support.
Yeah. Of course.
So
if I didn't kneel,
right.
I had to kneel because half my family's black. So if I didn't kneel, I was racist.
But the military
But I
that stands and honors the very flag that they fought for, that they physically fought for, they stand.
Yep.
They're racist. They're homophobic. They're against us. They're everything like
so
that.
so now I kneel for the black side of my family, but I'm not standing for the Marine Corps white grandfather that I had that gave everything for his country and loved his wife and cared about and raised me.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm disrespecting him.
Mhm.
So it's like
But that's okay to this side. That's okay because you followed
the
us.
fun
You
part
supported us.
is the conservative side will forgive me for kneeling,
yeah.
but the liberal side will not forgive me for standing for the anthem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the difference to me. That's the thing that hurts the most.
Yep.
It's like
There's no respect. There's no grace. There's no understanding. There's no hard conversations. There's no trying to understand each other when it comes to the left.
Yeah.
There's none. There's none. But you can scream at me until you're blue in the face telling me that I'm against you, but you have no respect, grace, patience, or understanding, empathy, or anything like that. I'm supposed to have all that for you.
right.
But you have none of that for me. And that's why I always hate when we hear these stories about how trans adults and this trans youth movement is coming about and how they are taking parents' rights away. It's okay for a parent to not understand. It's okay for a parent to take their time to listen to what you're saying and try and ask you, I'm not against you. I'm asking you to slow down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just asking you to slow down. You want me to understand, but what I'm telling you is I can't understand like that.
Yeah.
It's going to take conversations. It's going to really have these deep, difficult conversations and hear both sides and hear the fact that your parent is sad that they're losing their daughter, for instance, because you feel like that you're a boy.
Yeah.
And you give no account and you give no chance for that parent to be like, I also deserve to grieve the loss of the daughter that for a mother, for instance, like that I carried with me for 9 months, birthed, breastfed, was there. Like, I also deserve that moment. So when you have these adults coming in here and saying that you're a bad fucking parent because you don't agree with something like that and you have more questions, that's the part for me that is so fucking frustrating. It is so frustrating. Stop taking away good rights and good parents because of your agenda.
Yeah.
Like, stop that. And that's always my account.
Yeah. They always do it. Well, here's an example. We have to say the pledge by law every day as part of that standing standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Sure.
Mhm.
On any given day out of a class of 30, I may have, see, that sucks.
Wow.
Hey, what state are you? Are you in Texas? What state are you in? I forget. I'm sorry. Having a brain freeze. That's freaking sad.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad. Colleen, this one's for you. Judy Reed. Did your views shift to Colleen or?
Yes, they very much have. They've shifted a lot. I mean, complete transparency. Growing up, I just didn't follow politics. It just wasn't something that I really grew up learning, paying attention to, anything like that. My parents really didn't talk about it. My family didn't really talk about it. You learned what you learned in school. That's kind of how I learned, just enough to pass a test and never really questioned anything. But I very much was the one that followed the trend. I was supposed to follow this trend because of this. Checked off that box. I was supposed to follow this and believe this because it checked off that box. And then when I came out when I was 18 and it wasn't accepted by my family. And I kind of had to navigate that. I really leaned on a community that I found. But very much like Garrett says, that's not the conversations that were happening in the community that I found. You were gay, you were straight, or you were bi. There was nothing else. There was no, yeah, you knew of Drag Race. Like I watched Drag Race and all that type of stuff, but like nothing like this. So I very much followed that train for a long time. And I was very upset with family and friends that would do things that were against me. You're voting for someone. Trump was a big one. You're voting for Trump. How could you? He's everything against me. He's everything against me because it was the surface stuff. What am I seeing? What am I supposed to follow? You know, and then you and I were together and we're a mixed couple. So of course, like you just kind of have to ride for all of it and wave all the flags and stuff like that. Having a son,
Yeah.
you start to question a lot more. You start to think a lot more. You start to, because I'm really realizing that when you decide to think for yourself, you're against everybody else.
Yeah.
And so what I can say is that I haven't shifted, I don't think. Like some things, I think I've shifted really hard from left to right. But there are a lot of things that I'm taking the time to create my own thoughts on, my own opinions on. And one of the big ones is that I believe that it is only a woman that can give birth to a child. That's going to be a catchy
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's, you know what I mean? So I will probably always get hate for that or might not be.
It's crazy that you have to get hate for that.
So
Like
mhm.
that's
Use you for fucking,
yeah.
So and
Oh my
I
God.
also
dumb.
and I will also stand behind the fact that I do not believe that our children need to be sexualized, that I do not believe that I need to bring my sexual orientation into my child's life. Like my kid doesn't need to know. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So how dare you say this? Corey, I know. Like what the
It's
fuck?
tough out here.
It's tough out here. It's tough out here. So yes, Judy,
Yeah, she did.
I've started.
She fought me on it too. She was, hey, do any of you guys know, does any wife like Sevon like out of the gate, or does it take?
No, and if they do, they're lying.
Because Pedro said his wife, it took him his wife a minute. Now Sevon is growing on her and whatever. But I
Me
think
too.
I think I don't know. I just think
It could be liberal.
yeah, it's maybe conservative women, but I'll get into feminism a different day. That's fucking annoying too. But yeah, so that was pretty much it. If we're gonna wrap, I know we went on a humongous tangent, but if we're gonna wrap up, well, I've been missing out on these guys. Oh, thanks, Augustus Link. Hey, we've been practicing.
We've been
practicing. You probably don't need to go back and watch like anything past like 5 days ago, but
Kenneth, it's okay. It takes us a long time to.
My wife is still resisting.
It takes a while.
Every wife likes Sevon.
No.
Love him to pieces, but
Yeah.
but yeah, to finish the recap on.
Well, hold on. What I will say with that is that I think that the wives that love Sevon from the jump are the ones that are able to hear the message through the delivery, and not all of us are there at that point. Like when you started listening to Sevon, I was not at that point where I could listen to a message behind what some people would consider a bad delivery or an aggressive delivery.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to get to that point, but that had nothing to do with him, and that had everything to do with
yeah, because
me.
you loved all his CrossFit content.
His CrossFit
You'd
content
watch him all
any
day
day.
for his
any day. But when it came to that political stuff, I wasn't in a position and in a place where I could receive that and listen to it and analyze it and internalize it myself, because I was still blocked by, well, his delivery is shit. Okay, fine. People can still say his delivery is a bit much sometimes, but he's not going to change. That's who he is. But can you get past that? And that has a lot to do with starting to think for myself and come to my own and have my own thoughts around certain things. So I can agree with you, Heidi, but not all of us are there at that point. So, but now,
yeah,
Kenneth, she'll get there. She'll get there. Or she won't, because he can be a bit much.
But yeah,
see, look, Allegra, everybody's coming around.
Yeah, see, look, he's like a fine wine.
Hi, PK. I haven't seen you in a while.
But yeah, just to wrap up, it was a great weekend. Even having Pedro on, like, that was fire. He literally told us, he's like, I hope my life is as interesting as you think it is, because I don't think my life is that interesting. And I was like, dude, you're a third grade teacher with a podcast
Mhm.
interviewing Patrick Vellner. You're good, man. Like, let's find out how you did it. But no,
I always just love
was
the
really
fact
cool.
that with these interviews that you're getting and the confidence that you're getting, you're able to ask the questions that viewers don't get to hear. Like they want to know, but they don't get those questions in certain podcasts. And now you're able to ask those type of questions to see people in a different light. The same thing with the John Young one. I think that was
yeah, that
probably-
was so fun too.
that was probably
fire,
one
yeah.
of your best ones.
That was fire.
Mhm.
Sonic birthday party looked awesome. My youngest
Oh.
is yeah, dude.
It was awesome.
He had a great time. It
Yep.
was just all his friends were in Sonic stuff. He got a million Sonic like plushy toys and
I'll put up his outfit. I found him like a Letterman jacket. That's a Sonic Letterman jacket that
Yeah.
he wore, which was super cool, and he loved that. So
it was a good time.
yep.
But yeah, we're gonna start talking about that too. We got a couple good things coming up in the next couple weeks too for
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah.
Until then, probably gonna just I don't know, keep playing with different topics and see where we go and try to just keep practicing and moving.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Wait, what is this? Dude. Pedro has games winner tell him that Coca-Cola was just fine and he managed to not have a full heart attack. That's fire.
Was he like, wait, hold on, what?
Yeah, right. But yeah, thanks guys. I always appreciate it. We
Yeah,
always do.
It was a really, really cool
We
weekend.
had our DEI hire on today just so I could talk about racism. But
Aren't you, though?
thanks, Jeff. I am, but no one can ever tell that I am. So it's cool. It's fine.
Bring me for racist talks. It's okay.
But yeah, this conversation went all the way to the
yeah,
other
we
side.
went-
So
Okay. Thanks,
But
guys.
bye guys. We'll see you soon.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.